What's up, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video. And in today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video, I'm going to give you guys some recommendations of what you can use your brand new UR Dream ticket from the recent release of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Side Dimensions world. We got a brand new UR Dream ticket. There is so many different options to choose from with this brand new UR Dream ticket, because the UR Dream ticket gives us the capabilities to choose a UR card from a box, from a structure deck, from an event, so on and so forth. And there's just way too many different options to choose from. So in this video, I hope to help some of you guys out on picking a good card with your UR Dream ticket to try to get the most value out of it. And I'm going to give you guys a ton of suggestions on what you can use your UR Dream ticket on. So if this video helps you guys out in any way, be sure to smash that like button on the video down below. And if this video could possibly help out a friend or something, be sure to go share this video to a couple of your friends and whatnot. Without further ado, though, let's get into the picks. Let's get into the options of what we should use our UR Dream ticket for Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. So I'm going to go to my gift box right here, and don't mind all the card tickets that I have currently. I'm just going for the world record of all the different, tickets that we can use. And look at this. I have one ticket from this one from the Road to Worlds campaign. And as you can see, we're going to be taking a look at this one right here from the DSOD World Release Celebration campaign. And before we get into the picks, let me break down a couple rules when it comes to using these UR Dream tickets. First of all, yeah, if you straight up just really don't know what you want to use your UR Dream ticket on, save it. As you can tell right here, this UR Dream ticket will be available on January 31st of 2020. So that's a good amount of months ahead of time. So if you don't know what you want to spend on this UR Dream ticket, just save it. You never know when a brand new box is going to come out in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links where you really need a specific card from a super old main box of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. And since you saved your UR Dream ticket this entire time, when a brand new box in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links comes out, there's a crazy broken deck that needs an old card from an old box, you can use your Dream tickets and help yourself out by doing that. And you can basically get the card that you need to in order to complete the deck after, of course, getting all the new cards for the new box. That's kind of my recommendation right there. If you straight up just don't know what you want to use it for, save it. And then when it's like about to release, or when it is like the date on when it's going to expire, then go for one of the picks that I say in today's video. So there's that right there. Another thing before we get into using this UR Dream ticket is straight up, do not spend your UR Dream ticket on an event UR card. Okay, when you're looking at the options that you can choose with your UR Dream ticket, do not pick a card that was from a previous event in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, from an exclusive event in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, or a card that you can obtain just by farming or whatnot. Because for example, with this UR Dream ticket, if you really wanted to, you can get a copy of Blue Eyes White Dragon. We already have 20 different copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon in the game. So if you're unsure if a card that you're thinking about picking is available through an event, what you want to do is you want to go to the home screen and go to the Duel Studio. Once you go into the Duel Studio right here, you want to go to the card catalog and search up like what this card is. So for example, if you like want to tune Dark Magician, okay? Tune Dark Magician, we can go to Tune Dark Magician right now. So you're using your UR Dream ticket and you're like, ooh, Tune Dark Magician seems pretty cool. Oh wait, let me go see if this card is available or not from a previous event. So you go to Tune Dark Magician right here, click on how to obtain, and it'll tell you how you get the thing. And even though it says that the event is currently unavailable, there is a lot of times what Konami does in months ahead of time is that when it comes to these kind of event exclusive cards, like for example Tune Dark Magician, eventually they'll be available through different UR tickets that don't allow you to pull UR cards from a box. Because keep in mind, with the UR Dream ticket, you can pull a UR card from a box that you normally have to spend gems or money on, compared to some of the other UR tickets in the game. And a lot of the other UR tickets in the game, they'll come out in the future, will eventually give us the option to get these farmable cards in the future. Like for example, the Pet Karibo events that come like every couple months, you can probably use that to get a Tune Dark Magician sometime in the future. So keep that in mind too. Don't spend it right away, just wait, be patient. There you go right there. So there's a couple things that you just got to watch out for before spending your UR Dream ticket. Don't waste it on something like an event or a farmable card. Just don't do that. Be sure to go to the Duel Tech catalog and take a look at that. Last thing when it does come with these UR Dream tickets is that you should try to spend your UR Dream ticket on a card that you can splash into multiple decks. So a lot of the initial picks I'm going to be telling you guys at the beginning of this video are going to be more like viable in different types of decks and not really in a niche deck. But then later on the video, I'll give you guys some niche examples like monsters and stuff like that. But still, try to use your UR Dream ticket on a card that you can throw into multiple decks to get the most value out of your UR Dream ticket. Now let's get into it. And first things first, when it comes to the most value out of your UR Dream ticket, it's most likely getting a trap from the UR Dream ticket is your best bang for your buck when it comes to this thing. Because there's a lot of really good UR traps in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. that are sometimes very difficult to deck. So some, recommendations that I can give you guys right away: Floodgate, Trap Hole, or Paleozoocanadia. These are both really good cards and have the potential to shut down combos from your opponent right here. Floodgate, Trap Hole: when your opponent summons a monster, change that monster to face down defense position. Monsters change to face down defense position. By this effect, cannot change their battle position. It's a really good card right there. Paleozoocanadia is a little bit different, where you can target a face of monster opponent controls, change the face down defense position. Once per chain, when a trap card is activated while its card's in your graveyard, you can special summon this card as a normal monster. And yeah, summon this way, it's unaffected by monster effects, and also banish it from the field. So both Canadia and Floodgate are pretty solid options that you can run in multiple decks. You can shut down your opponent from going into crazy combos and whatnot. And yeah, it's really good. Like, for example, if your opponent summons a Red Eye Slash Dragon, activate Floodgate, Trap Hole, and there's Red Eye Slash Dragon cannot hurt you for the time being. So super good card right there. Really, really nice. Another recommendation that I could say, if you already have those cards, is probably go into something like Drowning Mirror Force. Drowning Mirror Force is also a really solid pick, because when an opponent's monster declares a direct attack, you can shuffle all attack position monsters your opponent controls into the deck. And since this is not a target effect, it can definitely play around a lot of different decks that are very annoying in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel, because there's a lot of meta decks in the game that can negate target effects and stuff like that. Well, you can just not need to worry about that. Drowning Mirror Force isn't targets. That's a pretty good card too. So I'd go for either Canadia or Floodgate, if I'm being honest. Those are like the high two I would go for, or a Drowning Mirror Force. Another couple picks that I wouldn't recommend as well as Paleozoocanadia and Floodgate, Trap Hole, but are still solid picks, is Widespread Ruin. This destroys your opponent's monster that attacks you, and it's a non-targetable card, so it just destroys it, which is really nice. So that's cool. We have Sakuraka Armor. The only downside of this card is that it does target, so that is kind of an issue right here. So if you're going something against like Hazy Flames will be unaffected by Sakuraka Armor. But still, Destruction card, I'd say go for Widespread Ruin though, because it's a non-targetable card. Dimensional Prison is also decent. While it does target, it does banish the monster straight up, so potentially you can stop your opponent from going into some graveyard combos, which is really cool. So that's pretty nice right there. And that's kind of it for some pretty good cards. And I guess Mirror Wall is also a choice that you can do, but if you're willing to spend some money, there's actually a bundle in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links where you can buy 10 packs and get a guaranteed Mirror Wall. Check the bundle section in the shop if you want to check that out, and I'll mention that later. And then when it comes to other cards that are specific, I'd say Magician's Navigation is pretty good compared to the new, or due to the new Structure Deck EX that came out in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links for Dark Magician. But still, I would probably stay away from Magician's Navigation. Like I said, pick a card that you would want to run, that you're able to run in multiple decks. So there you go. When it comes to trap cards, yeah, I'd recommend Canadia or Floodgate. Those are probably the two best options that you can go for. Now let's go move on to spell cards. And honestly, there's not really that many really good spell cards in my opinion that you can go for, but the top two spell cards I'd say go for either Galaxy Cyclone or Cosmic Cyclone. These are both great back row removal. You can stop your opponent's back row by using these cards. Cosmic Cyclone, you pay 1,000 life points, target a spell and trap card on the field and banish it. So it's a quick play spell. You can play this card during either player's turn, and if you're using a skill that needs you to lose a certain amount of life points in order to trigger the skill, Cosmic Cyclone can actually help you guys out a lot when it comes to that. So Cosmic Cyclone's a pretty good choice. Like I said, or I mentioned earlier with the Mirror Wall, there's also a Cosmic Cyclone bundle in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. So if you're willing to spend a couple bucks, maybe you should not waste your UR Dream ticket on Cosmic Cyclone and just spend a couple dollars and get the Cosmic Cyclone bundle in the Duel Link shop. That gives you some packs from the recent box, and it gives you a guaranteed copy of Cosmic Cyclone. So keep that in mind right there. But if you're a complete free-to-play player, Cosmic Cyclone is a great choice. Another choice that's also pretty good, Galaxy Cyclone. You can target a set spell and trap card on the field and destroy it. And then also during your main phase, except the turn of this card is sent to the graveyard, you can actually banish this card from a graveyard and target a face-up spell and trap card on the field and destroy it. You only can use this card effect once per turn. So Galaxy Cyclone actually has the potential to get rid of two different back row cards. If you're playing Ancient Gears, you can actually use Galaxy Cyclone to trigger something like Gear Town, especially summon it into your Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon. So that's really cool right there. And honestly, those are kind of like the best two cards. Other than that, there's not really any other good UR cards that I really could recommend. I mean, Shrink is kind of same as Mirror Wall. But for the spell category, but it's a quick play spell. You can target a face a monster on the field. Its original attack of the monsters happens to the end of the turn. It's an okay card, but honestly, there's a lot better options out there. But I guess I would also recommend that for generic purposes. If you're a Blue Eyes player, Silver's Cry is a great card because you can target a Dragon type normal monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So you can special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon or Red Eyes Black Dragon. Very, very cool right there. Miracle Fusion is a super cool card for Elemental Heroes if you want to go for that. But still, I'd say probably go for Galaxy Cyclone or Cosmic Cyclone. Those are are probably some of the two best cards you can really go for to get the most bang out of your buck. Now let's go talk about monsters, because I'm kind of iffy when it comes to recommending monsters in this game, and there's not really any like good monsters that I can recommend for a lot of decks. But first things first, what we can recommend, or what I can recommend right away though, is your boy Spear Karibo. Now, Duel Links does have a Spear Karibo bundle, so if you're willing to spend a couple bucks, you can get a guaranteed copy of Spear Karibo plus some packs from the recent box. So that's pretty cool. But still, if you want to get Spear Karibo with your UR Dream ticket, it's not the worst pick in the world. I feel like that there's still better picks that you can use with your UR Dream ticket, but Spear Karibo is still a nice tech card. You could pitch this card from your hands to the graveyard, switch your opponent's monster to defense position. They won't know that until, you know, there's like a pause between the battle or whatnot, but it's a pretty nice card that can definitely throw off your opponent, so that's a decent recommendation right there. And then other than that, this is kind of like a tough part to recommend, because there's just so many different UR monsters that you can choose from when it comes to picking cards. And yeah, there's like a lot of event stuff too. So I guess if we're just going down the list, and I also have a couple things written down. I guess first things first, what we can cover is that if you're a complete free-to-play player in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, you may want to go for Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon if you're really itching to play Ancient Gears. I don't think Ancient Gears are as good as what they used to be, but I think still, if you're like a complete free-to-play player, you already bought one copy of the Structure Deck EX with your 1,000 gems, you can now get the second copy of Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon through your UR Dream ticket. The only issue is the fact that, well, you don't have a second copy of Gear Town, which is actually going to really handicap you on really popping off with your Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon, but still something to consider right there. So that is a exclusive card from a structure deck that you don't have to spend money for if you use your UR Dream ticket. Same thing goes for Silent Swordsman and Silent Magician. If we go down the list right here, if I can even find Silent Waifu. Where's the Silent Wifey? But yeah, no, Silent Magician and Silent Swordsman are both cards that you can get with the UR Dream ticket, so you don't have to waste money. When it comes to Silent Magician, though, you can't get a free copy of the Silent Magician Structure Deck EX, because that was the first ever Structure Deck EX introduced in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. And it was locked completely behind a wall, but then eventually Duel Links started making it to where Structure Deck EXs were available in different, or available for free if you spend 1,000 gems. So there's that right there, but still you can get Silent Magician and, you know, Silent Swordsman. I wouldn't really recommend these guys, but it's still something to keep in mind if you're like a complete free-to-play player and don't want to spend the money on those structure decks. Still, it's a couple bucks though, so it's not big of a deal. Another card that I could recommend though is actually Junk Synchron. Junk Synchron works really well with this skill called What Grows in the Graveyard from Akiza, where What Grows in the Graveyard, you start the duel with a Dark Verger in your graveyard, which is a 2-star monster. So with Junk Synchron, what you can do is that you can use Junk Synchron, use special ability to bring Dark Verger from the graveyard, and you can go into some guaranteed 5-star synchro summons. So Junk Synchron is actually not that bad of a pick, because time goes on, we're probably going to get more generic 5-star synchro monsters, and we already have some pretty decent 5-star synchro monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links as it is. So I like Junk Synchron. That's actually an okay pick in my opinion. Some other cards that we can go to is like Breaker the Magical Warrior. This card's actually pretty decent, because when this card's normal summon, you can place a spell counter on it, maximum 1, gains 300 attack for each spell counter on it, or if you remove one spell counter from this card, you can target a spell and trap right on the field, destroy it. Not too bad right there. Some other stuff that I wrote down is that we have cards like DD Assailant, if I can go find it. Let me see if I can find it right here. DD Assailant is also a nice generic monster. After damage calculation, when this card is through a battle with the opponent's monster, banish the monster and also banish card. It's an okay pick. We also have Sangan. If this card's sent from the field to the graveyard, add a monster with 1,500 or less attack from your hand. But if you cannot activate cards or the effects of cards with that name for the rest of the turn, you can use the effect of Sangan once per turn. I found the most success by using Sangan in farm decks and in synchro decks, so that's pretty cool right there. Snipe Hunter is also pretty decent, especially if you're playing Cosmo Brain, Blue Eyes White Dragon. Snipe Hunter, you can discard a card, target a card on the field, roll a 6-sided die and destroy a target unless you roll 1 or 6. You can pitch some of your Blue Eyes cards to really get the deck going. Like you can pitch a Blue Eyes from your hand to the graveyard, use Snipe Hunter's effect to destroy a card, and then special summon it, special summon back your Blue Eyes White Dragon through like Silver's Cry or something. So that's a decent option right there. And yeah, and then we also have another like recommendation I could say is that this card is from an old box, but Gazuki actually runs well in some zombie decks. So if you're playing like Vendreads, for example, which is a pretty fresh deck, Gazuki is not too bad of an option if you can figure out how to use them correctly. But Gazuki is a pretty good card for zombie support, which is pretty nice right there. And yeah, that's gonna be, I think there's like one other recommendation. I mean, Vision Hero Witch Raider, that's okay. Tricky is okay. Wouldn't really recommend them, but they're still decent picks. When it comes to like other cards from this, another card that you can probably go for is that if you don't have multiple copies of Six Samurai Shien, you go into multiple copies of Six Samurai Shien. That's actually pretty good right there when it comes to your UR Dream ticket. Getting a little off topic though, that was just something I remember on top of my head. I mean, yeah, White Stone Ancient's good for a Blue Eyes deck. right there. If you're playing 6 Samurais and you already have a couple copies of Xian, getting a Kaizen would not be too bad, because 6 Samurai still can hold up a little bit. Psychic Wielder is a really good monster to go into some synchro summoning plays, so that's pretty cool right there. And that's kind of it for recommendations with monsters. And last but not least, let's quickly go through the extra deck. Cards I would recommend are just monsters that are super generic to summon into, that don't take specific tuner monsters or specific non-tuner monsters. So Black Rose Dragon, you can nuke the field with this card. Very nice right there. Vermilion Dragon Mech Knight's 9-star synchro summon monster. Banish one of your tuner monsters and destroy a card on the field. Really nice right there. Legendary 6 Samurai Xian. If you're playing 6 Samurais, this card is super, super good for the deck. Right there, we have cards like Armades, Keeper of the Boundaries. You can combo it with your Junk Synchron. With this card attacks, so as attacks, your opponent can activate cards effectively on the damage step, so that's pretty good right there. Stardust Dragon is iconic and sometimes pretty good, but here or there. Playing Masked Heroes, getting Anki is not horrible. I wouldn't recommend Red Eyes / Dragon or Brave Neos, because even if you get a second copy of both Red Eyes / Dragon or Brave Neos, you still need other copies of Neos Fusion, and you still need other copies of Red Eyes Fusion, so I wouldn't bother with those guys if I'm being honest. So yeah. I think that's actually kind of it right there. I don't really know what else. I guess if you're wanting to play Buster Bladers, you can go for Dark Paddlein or this Buster Blader right here. Invokers or Invoked might bring back Buster Bladers, so that's something to look out for too. But yeah, I'd just say go for like some of the Spell and Trap cards. Some of the Spell and Trap cards when it comes to the UR Dream Ticket is probably the best alternate or way to go when it comes to picking something for your UR Dream Ticket. So that's pretty cool right there. But yeah, I think it's going to be it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video talking about what are the best picks for the UR Dream Ticket. Those are just a bunch of just off the rail recommendations that I can give you guys just straight from the top of my head. If I missed anything out though, or if there's any other cards that you think that were pretty good that I personally missed out on, be sure to go tell me in the comment section down below on any good cards that you guys think would be pretty good for using the UR Dream Ticket for. And yeah, like I said, like the video if this helped out, share it with a couple of your friends that need help with picking stuff for their UR Dream Tickets. And yeah, I think it's going to be it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll go see you guys in the next Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video. Goodbye.